Good morning and welcome. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're doing all right. I hope you're all healthy and well. We do sort of live in strange times, but I think things are getting better now. It's November. November the 2nd, 2021 as I record this. It's a Tuesday. There you go. It's quite interesting that 50 years ago, in 1971, the 2nd of November was a Tuesday as well. Obviously, I know what you're thinking. We divided by 7, but then you've got leap years, haven't you? It's quite an interesting calculation. Anyway, thank you for joining me. As the more eagle-eyed amongst you may notice, I'm in a car. Hey, there you go. It's a Volvo. It's a hire car. It's a rental. And I didn't know what car I was going to get. I always request a luxury. I suppose it's what Americans call it, a luxury sedan. Automatic, of course, is the main criteria. But I never know what I'm going to get. So I've had a BMW 5 Series, and then I've had a Mercedes E300 ED or DE, sort of a hybrid. And this is a Volvo. This is the S90. It's a D4. I don't believe there's anything hybrid about it. Getting into it, it didn't really. It didn't hit me the same as the Mercedes or the BMW. It was a little bit. Nothing exciting. Nothing going on here, you know. Obviously, the trim, as you can probably see, the trim spec is quite high. It's got leather. It's got loads of little toys, and it's got some interesting features. So I set off from it was actually Hertz. They're not sponsoring this, by the way, but Hertz hire car I got it from, and I got on it, and to be fair, it was the quickest I'd ever got accustomed to a car. I got in, adjusted the seat, mirrors, how to start it, how to drive it. It was pretty quick. I suppose you could argue the target audience for a car like this would be my age demographic. And there's a car not letting me out. Oh, is he going to let me out? Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're letting me out. Sorry. I'm getting occupied by the driving. I'm getting distracted by driving. Isn't that terrible? But I'm just coming onto the motorway. This is the M50 around Dublin. It's got adaptive cruise control, so I've just set that. There's a little thing come up on the display. I've gone for 4 car lengths. I might go a bit closer. That's 3 car lengths now, I think. So now the car's keeping the distance. So anyway, as I was saying before, other drivers rudely distracted me. It didn't seem that an exciting car, but it was really quick for me to get used to it. And I was driving along, and it didn't have very good acceleration, really. It's a diesel, so there was a bit of a turbo lag there as well. The last car I'd hired was a Mercedes, and that had a massive starter motor. So basically, it actually gave you a bit of a push as the engine kicked in, as the turbo kicked in. So it was actually a really nice feel. It felt very responsive for a turbo diesel, because turbo lag is always a problem, with a turbo diesel. And there's all sorts of ways around it. My executive saloon, the one that's off the road at the moment, that has a twin sequential turbo. A small turbo kicks in pretty quickly, and then a bigger one later on. You don't get it a lot, that sort of arrangement. I suppose it's quite expensive. It uses a bit of fuel as well, and I think it's only BMW and Porsche really use that arrangement. I like the starter motor idea. It's just a big electric motor, and I think obviously it's drawing power from somewhere. Whether it's the internal battery, it's got a separate battery, I don't know, but I was quite impressed with it, So a little bit lackluster when I picked it up, and I've done a few kilometres on it now, and getting to know it a little bit better. And I'm sort of getting to like it, actually. There's a few features I really like in it. So it's obviously got a satellite navigation, and one of the tests I always do is I try and put in a name of a company I'm going to visit, or the name of a place, an address, an air code, and the Mercedes was probably the worst one I had. Its internal was rubbish. Its internal sat nav. It didn't know where Belfast didn't know where Belfast was located. Now it's on the island of Ireland, but it's definitely not Great Britain. It's actually part of the United Kingdom at the moment, you know. And it didn't have the UK in the system, in the sat-nav. I was blown away by that. Having said that, you do have Apple CarPlay, so you can use, obviously, the Apple mapping system, you know. The BMW so far was the best of the three for me. It have a good database of air codes, postcodes, and place names, and the name of businesses, you know. Now this apparently is a Google interface, apparently, but I'm not sure, you know. I don't seem to have the fantastic Google Maps in there that you have on a mobile phone, so there's something not quite right. This is their own, you know, navigation, I think, for Volvo, but it's all right. I mean, it's a moving map, you know. There is CarPlay on this as well, the Apple CarPlay, but it was greyed out for some reason. I have paired my iPhone with it, but must be some connection I have to make, you know, that isn't there. So I didn't bother messing around with it, really, to be honest. I might do. I've got plenty of time at the moment. I took a few days off because I'm 50 tomorrow. So I took a few days off work, and it's been the longest period I've been out not working now for nearly 3 years. I've taken a whole 3 days off, you know, so yeah. But anyhow, getting back to the car, it's got a blind spot indicator as well if there's a car in your blind spot, and it's a little orange thing on the wing mirror itself, which I sort of really like. It's nice, but I mean, you do have to be looking at the wing mirror. Well, you should be, shouldn't you, if you're going to come out of a lane. And I can see it lights up now on my right hand side, on my left hand side, and it's quite evident with a truck on this side and a truck on this side. So, but anyhow, he's trying to overtake me, this truck, which is nice. Oh, and he's coming out, fine. But so anyway, yes. So that's a nice feature. The blind spot indicator. I do like that. The display is LCD. If you push it, if you do manage to put a destination in that the sat nav recognises, it does have a little indicator in the middle of the actual dashboard, which will, you know, turn left in 100 yards or all that sort of business. And there's also a very polite woman's voice with an English accent, and she kept saying please all the time. I'm not sure if I want that level of what's the word, politeness and manners when it comes to satellite navigation. Just tell me which way to turn, woman, you know. And the truck, I'm slowing down a little bit. I'm letting this truck pass me. I mean, technically speaking, you can stay in these two lanes. The third lane is an overtaking lane officially, and you should always come back in. And you should always keep to the left in general. We drive on the left, by the way, in Ireland. You know, that's because we were invaded by the British many years ago. But any country that was part of the British Empire, generally speaking, drives on the left. So there you go. Anyhow, so some other nice features. So I'm going to put the adaptive cruise control on there now. So it's come up on the display. I'll set the speed to 100. That's the speed limit along here. I've been a really good boy today, not exceeding the speed limit. And it's accelerating now, but it'll see the car in front as it gets closer, and it'll keep a distance, you know. So it's going to start slowing down now in a second. But there's another feature as well, and you know, I've done podcasts about Teslas, the Model S. You know, and the autopilot feature is lovely. It turns out that this has something very similar. So if I press the right button here, a little green steering wheel appears, and it's called Pilot Assist. Now, you know, it's sort of, you know, it gave up there now. Yeah, it's given up. That was quick, wasn't it? Oh, it's started again now. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to slow myself down a bit here. So maybe I need to be that 3 car length away. Or 4. Okay, so Pilot Assist is back on again now, the green. I've got the green steering wheel. It goes grey if there's something wrong, if it can't steer. And every so often it gets you to touch the wheel. So I'm not touching the wheel at the moment, and it's going along nicely. Sometimes, I think if you touch it lightly, I don't know if it knows you're stroking the wheel or not. But you know, it will come up and tell me now in a second, you know, if it's not happy with the amount of force I'm putting on the wheel. So that's turning the wheel there now. I'm not doing any motion on the wheel itself, and it's following the lines. Obviously it's a camera system, and I was driving in really heavy rain yesterday and it gave up. But so you have to be aware. There you go, it's telling me to apply steering now a little bit. Little orange apply steering thing came up. But in reality, as long as you're ready to take control, as long as you're alert, you probably don't need your hands on the wheel. you know, give your hands a rest. I mean, my feet are having a rest because it's on, you know, adaptive cruise control. You know, and it seems to be doing a good enough job now following this lane. I always get wary when it's quite a tight corner. I'm thinking, is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? And it is, you know. So that's not bad. So the adaptive cruise control is keeping the distance with the car in front. So it's, you know, whatever speed that's going at. And the pilot assist is it's just fantastic. So I quite enjoy that, you know. So yeah, so it's makes a much more relaxing experience if you're in heavy traffic, or even if you're in quite light traffic and you're going on a long journey. It's nice to have. Just looking ahead now, it looks like it's a bit misty over there. The weather forecast for me on the old television, I've got this Samsung television app. It said it was foggy, and it certainly wasn't. It was sunny, but obviously part of Dublin is quite misty, though it's probably going to burn away. It's just 11:30 in the morning at the moment, 7 degrees centigrade, the temperature doodad's telling me, so that's interesting. So, you know, we could put a destination into the sat-nav. I don't know if this is going to work. I could probably speak the destination, which would be fancy. See, this is hard now. I find when you're driving to put a destination in, it's immediately found Belfast, which is brilliant. We'll put Belfast in. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, apply steering, okay. Belfast. Oh, not Bells Hill, Belfast. Oh, back. How do I go back? Go back. I'm glad it's steering for me because I probably would have crashed by now. Start navigation. Oh, nearby point of interest. Oh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. Thank God it's helping me drive. What's it waiting for now? Oh, anyhow. So I'm not going to worry about any of this rubbish. I'm going to go back and just do start navigation. Press the right button.
The route is being calculated.
Well, that's nice, yeah.
Please follow the motorway for 3 kilometres.
She keeps saying please. She keeps saying please. Anyway, so, oh, it's cancelled me autopilot. It got a bit fruity there now because I hadn't been touching the wheel. So you can see it's quite foggy up ahead. I don't know where my fog lights are. They might be down here somewhere. I might have a look in a minute. Oh no, they're up here actually, the fog lights, I think. So I might have a look see at that in a second if it gets foggy. But in the centre here now, I can see the directions, and the next turning is, you know, whatever. But it says straight on in 2 kilometres. So technically that's not a turning, is it? So I'm re-engaged on the autopilot there now. So I think here is where the things are. So I've got auto headlights, and I've got what looks like a fog light there as well, front fog light. I don't know where the rear one is though. Apply steering, I've done that. It's not the time to have fog when you don't know where the fog.
Right to 1 kilometre.
She said please again, did she? But so basically, I think what she said there was keep right in 1 kilometre. So basically, doesn't mean to leave the motorway, stay on it. There's some signs up here now. The M1 airport, M1 to the airport is 6 minutes. So traffic seems to be moving all right. Nice little picture.
Keep right and follow the M50 toward northbound.
Nice little picture there of roughly what. Well, it doesn't look anything like the motorway, but it gives you a pictorial idea of where you should be. It's actually telling me to be in the middle lane. Would you believe it? I don't know why it's doing that now. Maybe it's just hedging its bets. But down at the bottom it says there's 3 lanes there. Another nice little feature is it does give you the speed limit. I'm not sure if that's camera based or if that's from the satellite navigation system. See, she didn't say please then, did she? That's interesting now. She doesn't say please all the time. I wonder what the psychology is there. So if it's a long way off, she's going please.
Follow the motorway for 3 kilometres.
But if it's nearby, she goes now turn. You know, yeah. There's obviously something going on there, isn't there? But yeah, it's not too misty. It's a little bit grey. Typical November day. It's dry at least, anyway. And I didn't have to find me fog lights. Oh, did there? I think, yeah. Listen, I'm not going to touch them now in case I forget to steer or something. To the right of me, there's the Porsche garage. I don't think business will be brisk there now. They do have a few Porsches in there. There's also BMW and Volkswagen around here. It's where I got my original BMW. It was in Joe Duffy's. Big water tower up ahead, and the airport is actually pretty much straight ahead as well. So yeah, so it's not a bad car. I mean, I did get into it quickly. This touchscreen is okay. There's no knob control that I can see. I don't believe there's any gesture control, which I'm happy with. I don't do any gesture in it. Well, I do it when I don't want to do stuff, you know. The BMW was crazy. I had to turn it off in the BMW Yeah, it kept doing things. It thought I wanted to do something when I didn't, you know, which is a bit of a pain. Oh, there's a nice big tanker there now. So I'm doing 87 kilometers an hour, which is the speed of the Prius in front.
Move to the right to 1 kilometer.
Keep right, keep to the right in 1 kilometer. You didn't say please then either. Now that is interesting. Apply steering. Yeah. So that little bong noise just then was the indicator to, you know, to do something with the steering wheel. So there's different levels. It'll go orange. If you don't do it, it'll go red.
Please keep right and follow the M50 toward northbound.
Yeah, she said please there, didn't she? Ah, interesting. I'm sure when I look back at this video, I'll work out why she was saying please sometimes and other times. Lots of wagons and stuff around today. I suppose everything's back to normal, isn't it? People are back in the office.
Now keep right.
Oh, now keep right, yeah. So there, that was a now, that was not a please, that was now. She's really telling you what to do now. Okay, so the next turning, I think, is junction 3.
Please follow the motorway for 3 kilometres.
It's in, that's just 2.5 kilometres here, but basically it's, just seeing the speed there, that's okay. But basically it's the M1 motorway to Belfast. So I'm just going to go up and down a bit on the M1 motorway. Nothing too fancy. Just so we can see the car and tootling along, you know. The other thing that worried me a little bit when I picked it up as well, it said the distance to empty for the fuel tank was 600 kilometres, which I thought it's either got a small tank or it's really bad fuel economy. But as I've been driving it, it's actually got up to 910 kilometres. So obviously, however it calculates the range, must be just based on maybe the last few kilometres. Maybe it's, you know, it certainly didn't seem accurate. But you know, once you go on the motorways a little bit, it's definitely reasonable. 900, I'll take that. 900 kilometres.
1 kilometre and then immediately keep left.
Left and keep left. But you see, I know things, so I'm going to stay in this lane for the M1. You can go left in the left lane, but then you have to come out again. This will bring me straight onto well, technically it's still the M50, but then
please keep left onto the
becomes the M1
toward Belfast,
yeah.
and then immediately keep left.
Oh, sorry, isn't the M50's on this right hand side of me, isn't it? Oh, I am wrong. Jesus, yeah. So it's definitely the M1 as we come down. It's a bit confusing just the way the port tunnel's the M50 as well, and as you come out of the port tunnel it's M50. But once you get past the M50 junction, it becomes the M1. That's a useless piece of information you're never going to need.
Left.
Quite interesting. I've got a Tesla behind me.
Please keep left.
I don't know which model it is.
Belfast.
It's probably a Model S, I think, from this angle.
Keep left.
Looks quite nice. I'm doing a bit of steering here now. It's interesting. I'm steering there, and it didn't disengage the assist. The assist was still there. That's quite nice, because I was definitely controlling it around the corner there. And like I said, it's an assist. It's not meant to be an autopilot. So I was able to turn it around the corner,
to the right to 1
and it didn't disengage. And then as I come out the corner, I could let go again. That was quite nice. Now, to be fair, it probably would have been fine, you know. But it's a very tight corner. So I'm going to pull out here now. So I'm going to indicate. So there is a lane warning system, but if you're indicating, obviously it doesn't. It's going to accelerate though. It doesn't, stop you changing lanes as long as you're indicating. But yeah, let's go out again. To hell with the expense. Okay, so now it's accelerating because it knows the car in front is, well, going faster, which is nice. Nice steering wheel, nice interesting two-tone colour. I'm assuming it's probably not leather anymore. It does feel a little bit synthetic. It could just be smooth, but I get the feeling now it's going out of fashion to use cow's skins for it, you know. I just thought, you know, I wouldn't be a fan of killing a cow just to. She's starting to annoy me now, that woman. I wouldn't advocate killing a cow just to give me a nice, comfy seat. But if you're killing them for something else like food, I don't think it's a bad thing to use as much as possible of the beast, you know. I know pigs. Pigs, I think, are the ones that are the most of them used, in the sense of pretty much every single piece of a pig is used for something, like, you know, obviously food. I don't know. What is it? The medicinal industry? Is it the Chinese one? The Chinese medicine uses some interesting parts of a pig. But yeah, anyhow. So now I put up to 120. which is the speed limit along here. It's doing the steering for me. It's keeping the speed at 120. Obviously, I can go a bit quicker if I wanted. I'm not going to break the speed limit, of course. There is a, shall we say, a tolerance, you know, with the car. Even though it says 120, it's probably doing 115, so I can go a little bit faster, you know. So there we are now. It seems quite a quiet cabin. Not a lot of wind noise, not much tyre noise, which is nice. A noise to Tesla. When I was driving a Model S Tesla, the noise on the motorway, for me, was the same as my BMW, you know. And that's a big old diesel engine, 3-litre diesel engine. But this is pretty quiet now. And sometimes you get wind noise around the pillars, the A and the B pillar, or you might get it with the wing mirrors, but no, I'm not getting much noise at all. There's a little bit of wind noise from them, but not much. And the tyres, hardly anything. I know there's a big problem on the first Model S's was that the tyres, there was a lot of tyre noise, you know, maybe because it was so quiet. I don't know. But the tyre noise is a problem. So we seem to go along nicely. The weather's not too bad, nice sunny and dry. Feel a little on the cold side. The car's steering for me. So that's not bad at all, really. The sky's alright.
Please keep right and follow the M1.
I've got to find out how to mute her now, haven't I? I'm going to do this without... Oh, there's the button, mute. Oh, did I get it? No. There, I got it, did I? Is she muted now? Or did I make a hash of it? Okay, mute. She's muted. I'm assuming that's shut her up. So you saw that the car decelerated and then accelerated, and I didn't have to do anything. It's still steering for me. It wants me to apply a bit of steering there. So it must have cameras on the lanes itself, which seem to be working quite nicely. See, it is very quiet in here now.
Please follow the motorway for 25 kilometres.
I can't really complain about that now. It's quiet, all right. There we go. Nice big rear view mirror as well. It's an unusual shape rear view mirror. It's quite curved. Yeah, it's interesting. There's an on-call button as well. Apparently there's a service where you've got concierge. You can help you find places. I'm not going to press it though. There's also SOS if you're in trouble, which is nice as well. I've got a van right behind me, so I'm just going to pull over here because he's obviously in a hurry, like, and he, you know. Yeah, there he goes now. Tubs and tiles, eh? Heat merchants. Yeah, you're in a hurry. He's in a hurry because, here's why he's in a hurry. He's in that van all day, isn't he? I'm assuming it's some sort of delivery van as opposed to a national installer. I could be wrong there. Obviously, if there's anybody from Tubs and Tiles watching this, I don't want to know, to be honest. But he's in a hurry. You get very used to the speed when you're driving. I've pulled in here behind this car and I'm still doing 120, which is fantastic, you know. And we just, I don't know if you can see the map very well, but we just passed Swords, sort of parallel with level with Donabate at the moment. Donabat in Irish. Having to apply the steering again, that's alright. And we're moving along nicely. So yeah, it's quite quiet, I have to say. It's even quieter when she's on mute. I haven't used the sound system yet, but I noticed there's an interesting speaker grill at the front there, and there's a few speakers in the door, so I'd say the sound system is pretty good. I think when you get to this class of car, they do really have premium sound systems, you know, certainly the speakers anyway. And as you can see, there's nowhere to put a CD or a cassette tape. It's all, you know, DAB radio, Spotify, TuneIn, all that sort of stuff, you know. There's some mixer coming up, so I'm gonna go out. Follow that car. Okay, and it's put me in the lane again, and he's slowing down now. Okay, that's fine. So the car seems to be doing all right. I wonder what that is there. They're putting a mast up, I think. You can never have too many masts, can you? It's probably 5G, isn't it? You probably know this. You're probably an expert in 5G, but 5G doesn't go very far. Air is a very good barrier for the frequency operator. So it's perfect for cities where you can put loads of small masts. But for longer Longer distances in the country, you're probably never going to get the speeds. You know, it's going to be a lower frequency. But for this, it's great. It's very good for cities, though. Obviously, this has been the main motorway between Dublin and Belfast. It makes sense to have a good coverage network. So I'd say that's a 5G mast now going up. I mean, 4G's old hat now, isn't it? So these are services. This is the Russian Lusk services, I think they are. That's what they call them. Because we've got Russia on one side and Lusk alongside that. There'll be Lusk going. I'm thinking of the station now. The train station will be Russian Lusk, but yeah, this will be the Lusk services, I'd say. So we're keeping a good distance away from the vehicle in front. I can go closer if I want. That's going to take us closer now. If I'm feeling brave, you know, hopefully he's not going to do a brake test in front of me. So it's not too bad. Apply steering, that's good. Making good progress. I mean, it's a sort of car you could do a good run, a good distance. Yeah, I think it'd be nice now. So that's Balbriggan. We're turning for Balbriggan south. Loads of pallets on a truck here now. Surprised they survived Halloween. In Ireland we have a bonfire. Well, I don't, but the kids, they love to have a big bonfire. The local kids, or just the kids in Dublin, like to have a bonfire. So they go looking for wood, and it's usually pallets that get taken. Oh, there's tubs and tiles in front. In front of the car in front. There's someone obviously slowing us down there. I think there's a truck overtaking something. A truck overtaking a truck. That's a recipe for a slowdown now. Apply steering. I suppose I could put some music on, but I think YouTube would have some sort of copyright detection, wouldn't it? And it does a check now. I mean, you probably know this as well, of course. When you upload your videos to YouTube, it'll do a copyright check. I got a bad knee as well. Oh, he was coming out. I'm surprised the car didn't realise he was coming out. Oh, me knee. Yeah, so the truck on the left is really the problem, if we're honest, I think. Purely because he's slow and all the other trucks want to overtake him. And when the trucks overtake him, it's only 2 lanes, isn't it? What else is going to happen? Oh, is he pulling out? Or is he pulling out? Is there something in front of him? Oh man, this is ridiculous. The people behind me are really not going to like me here. What are they overtaking? Maybe it's not this truck after all. It's this truck. It's a tractor. They're not allowed on the motorway, are they? Anyway. So that's what was holding us all up. Bleeding tractor. I shouldn't really have a go at tractors, though. I mean, they are an essential part of farming, aren't they? You know, I suppose I got that. I recently got an Xbox S, and the farming simulator I've been having a look at. You know, it's quite a sedate. I don't know if I want to call it a game. A sedate bit of software simulator where you're a farmer and you do the whole tractor thing, and I mean, you really get a feel for the effort involved in farming. I know Jeremy Clarkson's got a show on about his farm that he bought, and the struggles he's had. Obviously, he's not a farmer, is he? But I mean, it's a tough gig now. It's not an easy job at all, you know. And you know, I think we should be nice to them, but they shouldn't be on the motorway, though, should they? It might be the only way that he can go, you know, or she. It is 2021 after all. So yeah, so it's back up to speed again, 130 kilometers an hour. I've been 120. I thought it was a 3 to 2, and it's steering as well. Every so often, I'm giving it a little bit of motion when it wants, you know. But it's going quite well. So I'll give it a bit of motion there now. So I'm going to come off at the next junction and do a bit of non-motorway driving. going to be closer than that, Jesus. But and just to see what it's like, and I mean, you can use the assists when you're on, you know, like on any road, you can use the assists. And it's interesting that. So as I indicated, it disengaged, and as I got into the lane, I stopped indicating, it re-engaged it. Isn't that fantastic? Amazing. So yeah, so I'm going to try a different road as well that isn't motorway. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be scenic now. It's going to be all right though. Just something to give us a comparison of motorway driving. But you know, it's 1,080 kilometres the range now. It's gone up again, 1,080 kilometres. So it obviously likes the motorway, and I'm not driving slowly anyway. So that's pretty impressive actually. You know, I used to drive across Spain from Murcia up to I don't know, Bilbao or Santander, somewhere like that. That's about 800 kilometres, and in my BMW I could, and on a full tank, I just needed to fill up literally 15 minutes outside of Santander. It used to be an 8-hour drive across the whole of Spain, but like this car would do it comfortably, I think. You know, certainly from the experience I've had so far at the speeds I've been driving at, it's been pretty good, you know. So this is my turning now. I'm just gonna go ahead of this, or I shouldn't really, it's just me turning. Okay, so I'm steering, I'm indicating, I'm pulling it across, indicating to come off the motorway, there's the turning. There we go. And I'm going to start braking. It's always good to slow down, isn't it? There we go now. So the steering's responsive, the brakes are good. Oh, it's good to have good brakes in it. So that's sort of okay.
Please follow the road for 400 metres.
Please
take the second exit to the roundabout onto the M1.
Didn't I turn her off? I thought so you do that to mute. So she's muted now then. I like rubbish with technology. You wouldn't believe I worked in technology, would you? Okay, nice little cheeky roundabout. City North Hotel, it's quite funny, isn't it? Which city are they talking about? I think it's touted as an airport hotel, but I mean it's a good, what, 30 minutes, 25 minutes to the airport from there. Yeah, I suppose it's what's the word, alright. Just alright, nothing special. So yeah, this road here now, I think you should be able to, it says 80 is the speed, not 130, there's 80, and it's also doing the steering as I turn that on, so that's okay. So it's working on a non-motorway environment, so it obviously gets reading lines and the things that apply steering, that's okay. Now this is going crazy, and it's muted now, it's going crazy because we're not going to Belfast now. Okay, it just got blank now in the middle. It'd be nice if they put something else there, maybe the what do you call it? I don't know, fuel economy, something like that. There is a menu on there's a little menu system you can go into, and on the display here, and it's quite interesting. It's called driver performance. Now I don't mean to be funny here, right? But when someone says driver performance, I would say, oh, how fast does he accelerate? How good is his steering? It actually means, I think it means car performance, because if you hit it, you can see the fuel economy and you know what it's like. So okay, I suppose it's dependent on how you drive, but that to me is more to do with the car performance, I think, than anything else. And there's all sorts of things you can change, which I haven't touched, to be honest. So go back this way, no, back that way, sorry. And then of course you don't have to look at the map, so it's like a tab system. I think that's Google, isn't it? I'm not overly familiar with it, that's why I'm rubbish at it. So the car's still steering, keeping speed 85. See how it handles this corner now. I'm ready to take over. Oh, I don't know, it felt like it was going to the right a lot there, you know. I'd like to keep in the middle, you know. Okay, it should slow down now. Yeah, it's slowing down, that's good. Oh, you know. What did they say in the adverts? This video was made on a closed highway. A private road. It's no fun though, is it? So I've got a little indicators come up down here saying no overtaking. So I'm not sure where it's getting that from, if it's the sat nav or it's seeing the two white lines, but it's telling me no overtaking. It also has a system whereby it shows you the speed limit coming up. So now the speed limit here is 60 and it's going to be 50 soon. So I think that's really interesting. And now I've got a warning saying there's a school nearby, and there is. So did it read the sign, I wonder? I don't know what it was doing. That was weaving a little bit. There is a school just up here, so I'm not sure now if it's it was braking. I'm braking now because I'm a wuss. Okay, re-engage it again there now. That's the school. I don't think it's open yet. Okay, so it's not steering. It's steering now, yeah. So if it loses where the lines are, it grays it out. There's no warning, so you do have to keep attentive, you know. And it is steering for me, so that's good. I mean, I really should have a slower speed set. Oh yeah, that's turning. That's not me. That was all right. Yeah. I don't know. I think. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It doesn't steer like me though. I don't know if it is accurate. It's sort of accurate. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to complain. It's brilliant. It's like witchcraft, isn't it? So I'm going to head towards Laytown now. Turn we go, and around we go. I don't know if there's a chance your driving gets a bit sloppy because of having these features. Just like even me turning there, I felt I was a little bit lazy, you know. No, there's no markers. What's it doing? It's given up, yeah. Good, it gave up. Because of the mark in the middle of the road, the line is very faint. And it's greyed out. It's just not even going to try. Don't even try. So it's quite a windy, narrow bit of road. And if I go over the white line and go too close to it actually vibrates the steering wheel. I've still got the cruise control on, which is good. So it's keeping me a nice distance. I mean, that's a feature that I was going to use. It relaxes you. It doesn't relax you. It takes the pressure off you, when you're driving. I like that now. Yeah, that's a good little feature. So my legs are just sitting here, resting. I'm just sitting here resting. So it's at the 70 now. So they're accelerating beyond 70, you see, but mine's set to 70s. It's actually 80 here. I didn't know that, so I'll stick up to 80. Maybe it would have been nice if it automatically changed with the speed limit. Maybe there's an option to do that, I don't know. That's the feature I've noticed, that it flashes when you go above the speed limit. Maybe it's possible to enforce the speed limit, I don't know. But yeah, it's nice anyway. It started steering again now. The green light came back on again. I don't know if it knows what to do with a big lane, it doesn't know if it should be over there or over here. But it's all right. Like, I mean, where's it going there? I think if it's narrower in some ways, it seems to be more precise. But when you've got a big expanse, it's a problem, And like I say, you can always take over, which is great. Okay, I can feel it pushing on me. It's trying to push me that way. So, if it thinks you're going to go outside the lane, you feel it on the wheel, I do occasionally go outside the lane, Maybe it's that lazy driving that I have. So that's the River Nanny to the right-hand side, and you can probably just see the bridge there, the railway bridge. That's the Dublin to Belfast line. There's a low bridge here coming up now. But yeah. Oh man, I've not been rustling my t-shirt on the microphone all the way. Might have to record all this again. Well, I like talking, don't I? Oh, recycle bins. Oh, that's new. Good to know. For the recycling. I'm not sure I drive all this way for it though. Okay. And it does stop. It will stop. It's quite heavy on the brake there now, but it stopped, which is good. Oh, the microphone's come off. But it hasn't really come off. I pulled it off by accident. Well, it has come off, hasn't it? Okay. So driving with one hand now. It's not good, is it? acceleration there now. Oh, there we go, little speed bump. Oh, actually quite smooth over the speed bump. Okay, so this is Laytown. Lovely view there now. That's the Irish Sea. I'm trying to think what we're opposite. Is it Wales? So on a clear day you should be able to see mountains. I'm just going to pull in now and fix the microphone. Oh, more speed bumps, Jesus. Oh, up and down, oh, away we go. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a diesel engine now. You get the gruffness there of the diesel. There's no one coming, so I can go down here. Oh, that looks low. Looks very low. People out walking on the beach. It's chilly, but fair play to them. Fair enough. What was that bonging noise now? What's it telling me? Oh, there's a big display. It says there's something near to me on the right hand side. It's a curb, isn't it? So if I do, where's the reverse now? There's the reverse. We can get this picture around me. It looks a bit distorted now, if I'm honest. I just wanna. It must be quite a tall curb, so that's why it's making that noise. Well, that's quite a nice little picture there now. Maybe I don't need to look out the windows at all. It looks like a massive curb on the thing. Do I go a bit closer? Show off. I know that's close enough. And here we are, Laytown.